So the truth comes out. USAID funded Boko Haram. I gotta say, I'm shocked but not surprised. For the last 10 years, I've been all over Nigeria, from the halls of power to the front lines of genocide to the IDP camps where widows and orphans of massacre live and have been stuck there for 10 years with nothing. I know as a fact, and people there know too, that Barack Obama is the one who started this on purpose. I can prove it. The US government has fueled this, hidden it, and so has the United Nations and the Nigerian government. It's a tragedy and a travesty, and it's stopping now. You cannot hide from the truth. It is time for justice. It is time for restoration. Thank God for the truth.
Welcome back to Great City Art. My people, we don't come again with another update. Right now, I want to talk about some of the trendy things for the country. Guys, make una watch the drama between Akpabio and Senator Ndume over this Boko Haram funding for Nigeria. It's obvious that many politicians and governors for Nigeria, they know about this Boko Haram of a thing before now, but nobody talk. They all keep silent. Right now, Donald Trump said to investigate the Boko Haram funding. Just watch the rest of the video. Make una see here some secrets about Barack Obama and Goodluck Jonathan. After watching, feel free to drop your own thoughts. If you know you never subscribe to this channel, I beg subscribe. Subscription are free, make it for the watch hour update.
It wasn't Boko Haram who kidnapped the Chibok girls, but the US government headed by Barack Obama. Just calm down, make I tell you now. During 2015 general election, the US government headed by Barack Obama played a very pivotal role in removing Goodluck Jonathan away from power and installing Buhari, a leader they could control. I know you might be wondering, how did they make this happen?
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming.
Remember, yesterday I told you guys that once they know that they cannot control your country government, what they do is that they come into your country in disguise of US aid and start sponsoring terrorism. For example, they sponsored Boko Haram in the northern part of Nigeria through the disguise of US aid. The US government, headed by Barack Obama, were the ones responsible for the kidnap and abduction of the Chibok girls. The reason was simply to paint Goodluck Jonathan a bad name and bring in Buhari as the angel of light.
Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US would bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards. I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram. They are criminals.
Nigerians, remember, Barack Obama once said this.
Boko Haram wants to destroy Nigeria and all that you have built. By casting your ballot, you can help secure your nation's progress.
You've heard him clearly. He said that you should vote for change. The Nigerians deserve better. Not a president or a government that will be in power and they'll be kidnapping the Chibok girls that he was responsible for. During that 2015 election, Goodluck Jonathan talks that in they so confused on why the US gets so much interest for that election. Listen to him yourself.
Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter. That tells you something. And we should not sweep this things under the carpet. If a foreign country, whether African country or even America or any other country, interferes with our own elections, we should mention it.
What Barack Obama literally did was to use the US aid in sponsoring terrorism and sponsor Boko Haram around the world. They remove and install leaders that they can manipulate in disguise of US aid. Now that Donald Trump has come into power and decided to cut off the US aid, it's now bringing out some hidden truth for the whole world to see.
We will not delve into allegations on social media. And if they have to, they will invite their security chiefs to get details.
This is not social media stuff. And the investigation is going on right now in the United States Congress. And also today, the President, Donald Trump, also said specifically that in that investigation, the support given to Nigeria so far should also be investigated.
Even America has not taken the allegation hook, line, and sinker. They are investigating. So Nigeria must also investigate to be sure, because we won't just keep quiet. It is true that US aid have been funding Boko Haram in Nigeria, we have no business allowing them to have offices in Nigeria. That they had this matter of urgent importance on allegations of US aid funding Boko Haram in Nigeria, and he would like the Senate to discuss it. We have already taken one motion on Order 41 Rule 4151, but the Senate has implicit authority because of the urgency of this to go beyond just one order of this in a day. We rarely do this. Is it the view of the Senate that in view of the seriousness of this situation internationally and its implication to the security of Nigeria, that he be allowed under section Order 1 Rule B of asserting orders to proceed with this? Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. Then the ayes have it. You may proceed.
Boko Haram by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. The Senate notes that on Thursday, 13th February 2025, the entire social media space was agog with trending video of a United States Republican Congressman, Scott Perry, representing Pennsylvania, alleging at the inaugural hearing of Subcommittee on Delivering on Government Efficiency that U.S. aid has been funding terrorist organizations across the world, Boko Haram inclusive. Also notes that this allegation is coming up at the heels of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, raising an alarm that Boko Haram terrorist groups are being sponsored and trained by international organizations. Further notes that over the years, the modus operandi of Boko Haram in Nigeria has been a source of great concern, as their source of funding and operations have been shrouded in mystery. Recalls that the devastation caused by Boko Haram in the northeast region and other parts of the country, which includes the bombing of UN building in August 2021, and of course, the bombing of the police headquarters here in Abuja, among other attacks, led to loss of lives of Nigerians in thousands and wanton destructions on properties, which occasioned unprecedented internal displacement across the country. Also recalls that the federal government over the years strived to put measures in place to curtail the activities of terrorist groups in the country by expending huge resources, which seem not to have yielded much result, as the nefarious activities of terrorists continued unabatedly, and observes that the monumental devastation caused by Boko Haram in this country should be a matter of concern, as it has dented the image of this country among the Committee of Nations for allegations to begin to emerge at this point in time that some international organizations are behind this unwholesome act. There is the urgent need for steps to be taken by the federal government to unravel the mystery behind this whole episode. Accordingly, 1, urge the federal government to constitute an interministerial committee comprising of Ministries of Defense, Interior, Foreign Affairs, and the headships of armed forces and other security agencies to investigate the allegation and make appropriate recommendation on the way forward. And 2, set up an ad hoc committee comprising of the chairman and vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters, Defense, Army, Navy, Air Force, National Security and Intelligence, Police Affairs and Foreign Affairs to liaise with the relevant authorities to ascertain the veracity of the allegation with the view to taking appropriate legislative measures. I so move.
Distinguished Senator Kagashehu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Live Bencher.
This all-important motion ably moved by distinguished Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume, and by the leave of Mr. President, I would like to chip in a word or two. Mr. President, the allegation contained in this motion paper is very weighty. These hallowed chambers represent 109 federal constituency or senatorial districts across Nigeria. Terrorism, banditry, criminality is always a daily occurrence in the 109 senatorial districts. Mr. President, the intelligence agencies in Nigeria had in the past made numerous attempts to investigate on the funding of these terrorists and bandits through various ways, but did not yield the much desired result. With the pointer by the representative, by Mr. Perry Scott, I think there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Let us support this motion wholeheartedly so that we can unravel the veracity or otherwise of the allegation with a view to finding solution so that Nigerians can go to sleep with their two eyes closed. I so second Mr. Senate President, and thank you, my distinguished colleagues.
I'm also a co-sponsor of this very, very important motion, eloquently presented and delivered by Senator Ali Ndume, representing Borno South. Mr. President, there are times that we need to reflect. We are operating a presidential system of government. At this point in time, whatever is written here is apt and germane to the matter in question. But having said that, it is important in a plenary like this, it is almost impossible to do justice to the issues raised on this motion. But it is also imperative that it is within our legislative right and mandate to bring issues to the fore like this. We do not need a very robust, elaborate debate. Why? Because as the affects law-making body of the country, the Senate, we need to be briefed, first and foremost, by the heads of various security agencies in a closed-door session. I also wrote this in the media. But beyond the media, beyond what I know, beyond what you know, we have intelligence organization that is funded by this government. I strongly feel, Mr. President, that we need to carry just one prayer, who suggests to me that we invite the National Security Advisor, the NIA, the Director of DSS, for a closed-door session with the Senate on this particular matter. You know why? Because that is their prerogative. That is their field. They have been funded to protect this country against all odds. But I'm sure this motion arose because of the inability, so far to speak, of the government to make any pronouncement on this particular matter is disturbing. But the Senate, as it were, should invite the NSA, the NIA, the DSS, for a brief on this matter. From there, we now take it forward. Setting up any committee of the legislature without bringing these people, this is a very serious matter. It is very, very serious. And it has gone viral globally. And therefore, we need to do these things with some facts provided by these various security agencies at a closed-door session. Mr. President, with all due respect, this is my stand on this matter. It is almost impossible to do justice to this particular matter on a debate, in a plenary like this. So I suggest we take one prayer, invite this. Yes, I'm a co-sponsor. That's what I just said. I'm with all the motion. I'm with the content of the motion. But the prayer that needs to be done without any elaborate debate is to invite these people for a closed-door session on this matter.
I read the issue on the social media. I was a bit circumspect. You know, social media is garbage in, garbage out. Anybody can say anything on the social media. Many of us have experienced social media attacks as leaders. And sometimes 99% of what is in the social media is inaccurate. And sometimes total speculation. And sometimes based on mischief. So there is no way we can shave a man's head behind his back. We must hear from our own security agencies. We must hear from our intelligence agencies. When you mentioned the NIA and the DSS, I also believe we should also look at the DIA, Defense Intelligence Agency, because they are also interacting with the people in the theater of war in the Northeast. So they will have information on past arrests and questionings and all that to brief us. And security is not something we discuss in the market. It's something that should be done in closed session. Distinguished Senate President, you have anything to add? Then we close.
We've seen the greatest devastation in this country.
What a wonderful question, the anchor of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say, someone has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gold for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gold, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojogun fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, nnamdikanu did it via his own dimension. So everybody is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Samonekpa should be discredited, the likes of and that of the southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Samonekpa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Samonekpa and nnamdikanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption call one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world, in the UN summit, to me, it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now, let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Samonapa is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible, and why the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also to the government, the Nigerian government, be worried about this. Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samonepa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? Say a particular tribe or a major tribe to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without